Well, looking at the international break, of course, South American countries are going. Peru tied with Paraguay, Brazil beating Bolivia like a drum, Argentina beating.
Well, the big
Now,
thing out of that Brazil game is the Neymar thing. It's just like there's a debate.
no, there's
How
no debate.
I know he's your guy. Where do we rank Neymar? Neymar is now the
No,
all-time leading scorer for Brazil.
man, I go over and
That's a fact. Over Pele, right? Okay,
I'm
that's true.
I'm
Now
smacking the crap out of it.
he
Uh,
did it in 40 games more with a different way that we do qualifying now, right? So
but Pelé didn't have 1,000 games for the national team to actually get a chance to score.
no, but he had 100 games. It's 99 versus 125 or something like
But
that.
how many goals are we talking about? 7. That he would have to score. Listen, we're not even
I
going to discuss.
understand. I understand. Listen, we're not arguing whether Pele and Neymar are
Well,
equal.
but
They're not. Okay. Pele's over
yeah,
here.
exactly.
But I
Now
think
Neymar,
the
go
the
ahead.
question I think that is to Neymar is his career ultimately a failure in what we wanted it to be,
Well,
or is he where he should be? Because he's in Saudi Arabia, he's 32, he's not going to get better, right? He's where he is, and I didn't know this, I didn't really put it together, but Brazil have not won the World Cup for 20 years. That isn't, or a Copa America for 10. This is Brazil. And so he's not lifted he won trophy, I think, somewhere in there with Brazil. Now,
they got
to be
the little Olympic
the other one.
thing.
Yeah.
The goal. Yeah.
But the issue I think Neymar has to his credit is he's not in a great generation for Brazil. Who have his strikers been?
Yeah, but not the
When was
great.
the last time there was a good
if
Brazilian
we're
striker?
if we're
Joe?
gonna
Hulk? Like
if we're gonna compare everything to the Ronaldinho,
historical
Ronaldo,
Brazil.
no, that just the 2002, 2006, 2010, maybe latest. That was, even though they didn't win it, caliber. Just looking at the players, each Roberto Carlos, Cafu. I mean, it was just unbelievable. But I mean, just look at the '94. They had great players.
No, but that's different. They were great back then.
Yeah,
They had great players.
so, I mean, yeah, you can say that Neymar didn't have enough.
Well,
I
look
guess,
at the fullbacks,
but
right? They had
but did
they just
Neymar?
missing something.
I just don't know that Neymar did enough either to actually.
But he
I
had
don't.
to. But the question is do we ding him for the fact that he's not part of a great Brazil generation for Brazil, not for anyone else, for Brazil's level, right? Is he?
Nah, well,
he couldn't carry them. Why does he get all these? He couldn't have off days. If he missed games, they lost. Period.
well,
Right?
I
If he
would
didn't
say
play, it was over.
I would say that he is going to get a blame of a lot of these on a lot of these
Of
situations.
course, that's just
But
the way it is, right?
but that just comes with it. I would say,
Yeah. And then,
and
but the thing is, his production was really, really high, right? Like, take away the narrative of him getting shot and rolling around on the ground and injuries and all this stuff. When you actually go look at the stats and the numbers, you're like, holy shit. It's like 25 and 15, 25 and 15, especially the early years. International, goal, 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 goal. He just scored and scored and scored. But we see his moments as failure because he's through the lens of Brazil. This is the problem of being a player for Brazil. It's the same problem that Messi was having.
But let's be honest. I mean, one thing I know, we have a lot of Argentinian friends, but it is what it is. Brazil historically is the best national team ever. It's not just because, I mean, the World Cups have a lot to do with it, but just player after player just cracks, man. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, it is a lot of pressure. I don't know that Neymar was
beyond
the right
our
man for that.
understanding.
Yeah, I don't know that, and he will be criticized just because it is what it is. I mean, you don't get to make as much money or have the fame and not have a counter.
So I was watching something on, I don't know the name of the channel off the top of my head. Hit Sevens, HITH Sevens. He's a really, really good YouTuber. He does really, really good historical things. And I watched like a half-hour video about why Brazil doesn't win anymore.
Right.
Really fascinating. I recommend everyone go watch it. Just search for, it's a big channel. Anyway, he made the really good point that Brazilian players no longer develop in Brazil anymore.
Well, yeah.
And so they've lost some of the jogo bonito, some of the
Exactly.
things that made them Brazilian, that made them different, that made them hard to play. Now, they haven't had really bad. They've had some World Cup upsets that are it's hard to win the World Cup. It
It
just
is
is.
hard.
So some of the
That's true.
games, like they took 15 shots on goal against Belgium and lost, or they batter some team and they lose, right? They just didn't get the luck. So
Yeah.
you miss the luck, you lose a game, you got to wait 4 years. It's like it's
Exactly.
brutal.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I know how it is. Champions League for City, at least it's just a year. But in the World Cup, if you lose a knockout game, that's it.
it is
Done.
it is a tough. I mean, Brazil, Argentina, and I know Argentina specifically because I used to watch
Argentina waited. They waited forever.
forever. So Argentina, Brazil, Spain now, Germany, Italy, England.
England, they're talking about it's coming home from 1966. They can't stop talking about it.
They that's what they do. That's what they breathe for. Is the World Cup. I think Europeans do like more the Euros as well. They do some in South America, but like Argentina's per se, it's all about the World
The
Cup.
Libertadores. I mean, not the
Well,
Libertadores.
that's for clubs. That's for
the Copa
clubs.
America is
No, it is, and but it is kind of a different kind of tournament because Peru is like
let's rank them. What are the ranks? Right, the World Cup is the number one trophy you want to win.
yeah,
Second,
it's
the
Champions
Euro.
League. It's Champions League. Oh, you're talking about
Euro's bigger.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no. When it comes to
The Euro.
football in general, no, Champions League.
No. Like
Oh, national team. Okay, yeah.
World Cup, the
Euros, and
then
Copa America.
then the Copa America. Those are the three.
Yeah,
Then the
yeah.
Gold Cup. No.
No. Come on now. The poor U.S. We're going to talk about Berhalter here in the U.S. Don't.
The
Listen.
Oceanic Cup.
Oh my goodness.
Those are the three, though, right? And if you're Argentinian or Brazilian or Uruguayan, if you're not going to win the World Cup, try and get one of those. Try and get one of those Euros, one of those cups, right?